right, welcome back to Thrones Be the Game, the show where we discuss everything in the Game of Thrones world. This is House of Dragons, episode 3, season 3, episode 3. I got my illustrious crew. B, how are you doing?
Doing well. Had a great episode. So much world
this is the
building
black
and
episode. I'm saying this in front before we start. This is the black episode.
Yes,
this was the blackest episode of Game of Thrones history.
This was a great episode.
Thanos, how are you doing?
I am well, thank you. So excited. This episode was so necessary. So we're rocking and rolling.
All right, Scott.
When you chop up the clips, D, you should put Jay-Z's Allure in the background. This is the black episode.
Outrageous. I'm not mad at it.
No, I'm not either. That's why I'm laughing. All right, let's dive into it. I want to start. We're going to jump around different places, though. But Corlys, we got to start off with Corlys. This is the black show, so we starting off with Corlys. Corlys has his dinner. Go ahead. He said Corlys has his dinner with Rhaenyra and his sons, and he's like, hey, both my sons going to the NBA. I found them. I came back. All I needed to do is get my name because they get ready to go pro. And sorry, I found him at 15 and 17 years old, but better late than never. And he says that to her. And she's sitting there eating like, sure. Yeah, you can come, you can come to the draft. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Like, sure, we can go. You can go to the event, hey, it's all good. We're going to do that. And then when she coronates the 3 knights, all right, yeah, you'll saw some bullshit. I'm going to say that when he said,
Absolutely
hey,
not.
I'm going to be a Targaryen, but I'm going to give him some slack. Why would, what does it say? Closed mouth don't get fed?
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And he was like, I want to be styled Targaryen. And she was like, oh, no, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
He tried it. I'm very proud of him for trying it. Then he's like, then I don't know what I want to be called. Okay, we just gonna call you Off the White. Okay.
Hey, she said.
He didn't emphatically say that about letting the kid live. The youngest
this is the most emphatic thing she's ever said. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
exactly. And she meant it, and I support it. I support it.
And look, and y'all best friend Damon sitting there like, do you want me to kill him yet?
Right.
He got it.
We can find another dragon rider. We can find another one. Thanos, what did you think about that scene in general with the him trying to be a Targaryen?
I thought it was amusing. Like Wildish Dragonette said, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, so you might as well put it out there. And he's proven to be just that ballsy. He's proven to have that type of unearned confidence that a lot of men do. So it's like that was right up his alley. So I thought it was hee hee ha ha funny, but I'm glad that Damon kind of let that sword linger on his neck a little longer than everybody else, because don't get it twisted. It's still not sweet. So it was cool.
So then we get Hugh Hammer. He goes by, everybody called me the Hammer, so he goes by Hugh Hammer. That's cool. Then she goes over to the black man. We just had this conversation last night. What I expected for you to do. And she goes, of whole. And he even looking like, hey man, I was with my pops. It's not like he lied to me, like, you know how like a daddy will lie to you and be like, oh man, we're gonna hook you up. We was all together.
Yeah.
And the conversation with her and Corlys, I know
it had to happen. It had to happen. It had to happen.
Now, I need us to break this down, and we may not break down more of this episode than this area as much, because I start thinking about it, and I went down a rabbit hole in my mind. Corlys is the black man that went to go get a white woman, had biracial children, came back to his black kids and tried to legitimize them. But he lost everything, though. Like, as he said, I lost everything helping you. I lost my wife, my your husband now, through pregnancy, even though it's not his fault, but a woman having a child is a lethal thing potentially. She dies. My son went off the Essos.
No, he doesn't know that.
Corlys don't know that, though.
Oh, that's right.
know
That's right. He
that
thinks he's
Laenor
dead.
is
So yeah,
alive.
he thinks he's dead. He thinks he's dead. So,
But he is dead though, since Sea Smoke is now Adams. But
Right.
Corlys is under the impression that he died from
Right.
what
Been
they
dead.
staged. Yeah.
yeah.
But he is dead.
So he's dead. I lost the crib. I lost 80% of my fleet, all my bread. I just asked you for one thing. I ain't even just legitimize these two young men. And you want to act like it's nothing? And then her idea of, then she was like, well, I can't do that. He's like, hold on. Hey, bitch, hold on. Like, they don't talk in that vernacular, but that's how he was saying, like, hold on, bitch. All three of your sons, the one that Joffrey you going to go get, he ain't real as one of them strongs. I killed my brother. I got my brother killed because of challenging this.
No, his brother got himself
No,
killed. We not gonna
No.
do that.
But for real though, so okay, real quick, I just want to point out.
No, go ahead. Jump in.
Last week we asked my what I thought or my prediction was. This week the theme was betrayal, and I absolutely nailed that. So I want to give myself some flowers for this one. But the wildest part is that Corlys's situation, he's only in it because of Rhaenyra. If Rhaenyra actually had the kids that she was supposed to have with his son, he still has heirs. He still has at least heir. So she deprived him of his future twice. Once by not actually having the kids that she with the person that she married. Secondly, by not taking the bastards that he had and then legitimizing them too. So
and the third side though, Jace, I gave Jace, he's supposed to be the Prince of Highmark.
Exactly.
Hightide. I'm sorry, Hightide, and it would have been through my granddaughter. So with him dying, I lost that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. Neither of them were wrong. Both of them were right.
I don't know. I'm going to cross my arms on that.
All right, we'll uncross them here in just a minute. Allow me to pivot here for one moment.
Hey, look, we both.
So we can always be convinced. So here's the thing. Corlys wasn't wrong for asking. He was 1,000% in the right. His sons need to be legitimized for a number of reasons. Okay. However, next statement. Rhaenyra didn't say no. She said, now's not the time. That's what she said. She did not tell that man no, because she understood that, well, shit, I just got here, right? I'm trying to go through the motions. I need to knight these new dragon riders. I can legitimize them, and I will legitimize them. What I'm asking is that you give me some time. Okay, that's not an ill request. I understand why Corlys was pissed. I understand why Rhaenyra wanted to wait. Neither
Rhaenyra's
of them
full
are
of
wrong.
shit. Rhaenyra's full of shit.
Yeah.
You think so? Okay, wait. Hold on. Then allow me to defend that position. Just one moment. Thank you. So when you said she deprived him of the children she was supposed to have with Laenor, let's for one moment remember Corlys knew Laenor was gay. Okay, but per the show, we're only talking about the show. Rhaenyra was like, we did try. It just, not only was your son gay, he literally physically could not get it up. And he might have been impotent. He may have been. We don't know. But what she said was, we laid together. We tried. She worked that out with him before they ever got married. Hey, remember the young version of Rhaenyra and Laenor? It's like, hey, you've got different appetites. I've got different appetites. We'll try to do our duty. And we'll let each other kind of live our own lives. That was the agreement between the two of them. What Corlys didn't know is that they did try. So to assume that she just robbed him of his birthright like they didn't do it, that, according to what's happening in the show and what's been said in the show, is untrue. That may be how you feel about it, but that's not the truth as we know it per the show. Now I yield. Next.
Yeah, I gave up 80% of my life for all this fuckery that you got going on. And you can't just give them the names. That's
and I
nothing.
also think
Here's the
Corlys
problem. Fuck all that because you tried, you didn't execute. I didn't try to get you on the Iron Throne. I got you on the Iron Throne. I didn't try to take down I didn't try to take down take down all these pirates coming in and stopping my case. I did it. I executed. So you can't talk to somebody about trying. You know what I'm saying? What did Sean Connery say he said, your best, losers do your best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. You know what I'm saying? You sit on the Iron Throne, you don't want a little bit of bad, you don't want a little bit of bad reputation not because of something I did, because of something you did. You have 3 bastard kids, and now you feel a little type of way about legitimizing my bastard kids. I'm honest about my bastard kids. You know?
Today he was, but 5 minutes ago when him and Alan was getting into it before they left, they were not seeing eye to eye.
You know what?
He lied to his wife about the existence of those children. So I get it. If they're not wrong.
Hold on, real quick, Scott. The quote you
could set her ass in Dragonstone and not on the Iron Throne, and she could have tried all she wanted to over there.
So the quote you're looking for, it says, your best, quotes, losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. That's the exact quote.
Okay.
There you go. To give you some contextualization. Not continue. I just want to give that.
Right. I just want to say that I agree with Wildest Dragonette. Neither of them are wrong, but it does just kind of hit a little bit harder. Everything that Rhaenyra needed, Corlys delivered, and it was never like I'll get to you when I get to it. It almost seemed like he did it with haste. Anytime, like whatever favor, I don't think Corlys dragged a lot of it out. Maybe it was because of Rhaenys in his ears saying like, yeah, just do it for my cousin or for Viserys or for Rhaenyra, whatever the case is. But I think that's why I'm a little bit more on Corlys' side, because he always delivered immediately with no back talk.
There was back talk though. Remember, Corlys was all for Corlys. He was doing things in service to his queen, but all of it was self-serving. All those conversations he had with Rhaenys, when he went off and left her, and he went to go fight and almost died, and she's sitting at her bed. She's like, you left us in search of your own glory. You didn't do this in service to Rhaenyra. You did it in service to yourself. So I don't disagree with Corlys. I don't disagree with Rhaenyra. I'm merely trying to point out different perspectives.
But that's her point on Corlys as a family man. I think I'm just kind of viewing Rhaenyra and Corlys right now through the favors and the way they've looked out for each other on the war front, or as far as it has been political within this version of Game of Thrones, if that makes sense. I never look at it like how he abandoned his wife or anything like that. I'm talking about real strategy and real contributions that he's made to the cause. That's all.
No. And my thing is, and the Game of Thrones people were so, I don't know if they thought about this, how this moment would go and how it would be like racially toned and set up of how this all is. Like, even when we talking about him marrying a white woman and having these light-skinned kids, then his dark-skinned kids over here. No, I'm saying, but like, I don't know. I think they might have fell into this on accident. This moment, it looks like, oh, you're being racist on some bullshit. And if you look at it on a higher level, you don't see Velaryons at all, because his line got all jammed up because of these decisions. They do exist. They become a minor house. So we don't see them at all in Game of Thrones. They're a minor house in Game of Thrones, and they're a black house. So it stacks these layers. I don't even know. Maybe it's one brother in the room or one sister in the room that was like, yo, if y'all really want to mess up some stuff, make the Velaryons black.
Yeah. Because
they could get real spicy.
I try to watch it without regard to their color. I mean, it's awesome.
But that scene though made me feel that way.
It did.
But a lot of black people fall for the trap. A lot of black people take the bait every time, and like they're doing it with Love Island right now. Like, black people fall for it every
I don't even watch Love Island, but I read about it.
It always becomes a bigger conversation when it's just a show. Black people take the bait every single time. So I think somebody did want to shake it up by making them black, but I think you're right. They probably accidentally made the dark skinned ones, where like the monoracial black kids getting the stick, and the light skinned, curly hair, green eyed, sandy brown hair black kids.
That's what I'm saying.
Everything. So you're right.
And you got two dark black men on this
all
side.
Black.
And that was your side. Oh my God, it's so mean.
So I try not to lean into that, because I think
that scene made me think that though, B. That scene made me be like, hold on.
Yeah, that's the freedom of our own personal perspective. Is it's open for interpretation, which is the purpose of these.
That's why. Well, that's not racist.
Huh?
That's why it's not racist.
Yeah,
you actually playing real culture. You actually playing real culture. You don't know any black woman whose complexion would produce those two children who would willingly side chicks. A mature ex-white woman. You don't know. You ain't never met one in all your years.
I disagree. I just saw a Jay Jones episode flashback on YouTube early this morning, getting dressed, and it was the dude had 4 chicks, and he was married.
What are y'all talking about?
Back in the old talk show days.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, what are we talking about? How did
but I'm just saying that
into side chicks?
Yeah, so that's happened. No, I disagree with you on that though, Scott. Like it happens where someone can do it. Now let's get into Rhaenyra's guess her first 90 days, as they say, as president.
I got
60
thoughts.
days in, man.
I got thoughts. Okay, so I think that narratively they were trying to parallel Aegon's first couple of days on the throne, right? Where he was agreeing to pay the farmers back for all their sheep that the dragons were eating. He's like, yeah, we'll pay you back. And I was like, well, actually, no, we won't, because that's what they're here for. No, we're not going to pay anybody back. I think it was narratively put in there to parallel it with Aegon's first days, because you can't make me think that this queen, who was her father's cupbearer for many, many years, doesn't know what it takes to run the kingdom in that way. You can't make me think that she never sat there with her father as the common people brought their petitions to the court, right? She has to know. And also, yes, they left you bankrupt. That's exactly what regimes do when there's a potential for a change in power. They're not going to leave you with the coffers full. You had to expect that they were going to leave you broke and busted. So that's all my thoughts on that was. So,
but you pissing off the guy that can go get you the bread though. He's got the ships. He can go get you the bread, and you just like, I really have a problem with her doing that, because it's like
she seemed really unprepared. She seemed really for someone who's been angling for the throne all of her life. She seemed really unprepared, and I don't like that part of the narrative, because be so for real.
Especially when
Allison put it on game though. Allison clocked her on it. Remember when they were talking? Allison goes, "Oh, you thought your dad was," because she was romanticizing her dad and his reign, and she was like, "Oh no, I was with him." She was on some like, I was like Nancy Reagan with Ronald Reagan his last 3 or 4 years. Like, I was kind of running this shit low key.
Yeah, but that is one kind of weird thing to B's point. Rhaenyra, there are some things that you obviously the actual current state of certain things she could be shocked with, but she seemed to be kind of taken aback by the gravity of the questions that she was being asked and making decisions upon, and she definitely should have been prepared for at least the questions, not expecting, not understanding that they didn't have any money. Okay, yeah, how would she possibly know that? But she created a blockade that put King's Landing in the situation that made the Greens want to cave and surrender, and then she was shocked that people were hungry and starved from it. That she should have definitely had a plan for. She should have definitely had a plan for that when she showed up.
Like that one shipment of food wasn't enough. She needed to keep those shipments coming of food every week or once a month to feed the people. Like Misaria. Now she went there with no plan to put together a council. Like nothing. You went there with nothing.
She believes in Misaria way too much, man. She leans on her way too much.
Think so.
Corlys is your hand of the king.
Yeah,
you're supposed to make sure he's straight.
Yeah, that's true.
She act like Misaria is the hand of the king. That's how.
Because she's in love with her in the show. She's in love with her, so
that's all good.
Right, an unnecessary plot development.
And the interesting plot of it was the idea she got on her period and had to go sit on the throne. So it flips the idea what we thought about the throne, that it prickles you, and people are seeing her maybe on her period, thinking like, "Oh, you're not worthy," but it's not in the sense she's not worthy. It's that she's on her period. Like it's not
correct.
You know, it's not because of
everything's pissing her off.
Yeah.
Corlys is pissing her off. Damon's pissing her off. Misaria is pissing her off. The people are pissing her off.
No, she's pissing Damon off. She's pissing Damon off because she's not thinking big enough. He said, bitch, you got to think big. We can go get Pintos right now.
Right now.
We're going to take over Dorne. Ain't nobody ever took over Dorne, but he was like, you know what? We can, no.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And she's right. Like, the work here is halfway done, but he is so over.
He cool with going. He ain't even like think about. He leaves his wife all the time. He just like, that's cool. I'll go to the Vale. Like he ain't even like, hey man, I'm kind of want to stay right now. No, I'll go. Like I don't even. To your point, Thanos, like she, like he like.
Hold on. I'm sorry, but I gotta call this out, and I think we know I'm going this. When my man Damon says to Hightower's cousin, he said, and if I fight, he goes, the answer should be obvious. Why ruin the pleasantry of this conversation? like that was so gangster.
Bar. It was a bar. I'm gonna get a t-shirt made with all the Damon sayings that I like in this show. So yes,
I'm not gonna front.
I saw with three dragons. You know what I'm saying? You ask him if you fight back, what's gonna happen? What are you talking about? I ain't want to say it. When Damon
and in an open field though, too, Scott. In an open field, like it's not like you could go. This is an open field.
When is Damon known for subtlety? He chose subtlety.
But that scene was shot so well though too, because every moment you thought it was gonna go down. Like you was like, oh, it's gonna be the moment where it changes, and he's like, oh, one more thing, I forgot before. Since you did that, I don't need Daeron. Go and bring him on out, get him off that drag. Now, I might have a little bit of respect for Ormond Hightower the way with his play with this. This is the shit he did.
That was and oh my
that kid was on the dragon. That kid was on it. So how did you get that kid on the dragon?
Oh, I didn't keep that.
Because he got off the dragon and came over.
Yeah, so that was a lot of subterfuge, a lot of planning. So that Ormond is a force. He's a force that we're going to need to pay attention to very, very shortly here. And when the kid came up, I'm like, I thought he was dark haired. I thought he was the one of Alicent.
He is.
Kids and we've seen him this season in the background behind Ormond, but he was blurred out. He was blurry, but he was standing behind him in his Hightower green, but he had dark hair. I'm like, I thought he had dark hair. And so Rhaenyra looking at this kid when Alicent was like,
because he's the only dark haired of her kids, though. That's the thing. Like,
and so Rhaenyra was like, wait a minute, I could have solved all my problems by finding me a good cosmetologist. Here
because Ormond knew that. Remember, they sent him as an infant, so nobody really knows what he looks like for real.
And even Alicent was like, "That ain't him."
I kind of maybe seen him maybe once at a family reunion, like, and he didn't look
like who
that.
Baby did that? She said, "Who baby did it?" Just because you call him Daeron don't mean you belong to Daeron.
Make him.
Hey, when she walked in though, she looked to the side though, like.
I don't know who that is.
But before she even saw him in the face, she was like, okay, maybe they died. It's her. I don't know. Let me find out. She looked at, she was like,
yeah, the acting in this scene was superb. Like the facial expressions, like the smile, like Rhaenyra was like very impressed with herself. Like, look at how merciful I'm being. I'm bringing this mother to her
I'm going to send him to the wall.
Yeah, and then when she saw Alicent's face, Rhaenyra's face dropped, and she started looking at them roots, looking for the roots.
Who baby is this? Whose child is this? And he came right out. He's like, yeah, he dyed my hair. Yeah, he dyed my hair. And he didn't look that scared.
It was bad.
He kind of was smirking.
He should have been terrified. After they found out he wasn't Daeron, he should have been mortified. He better be glad that Damon didn't find out. He definitely would have killed him.
Oh yeah.
Kidding me?
I think it's like so, and then while all this is going on, he's like, you know what? We're gonna take over Tumbleton. We know y'all think it's sweet over there.
I saw a post today that was like, Ormond is a good example about how I'm coming behind my cousins. So, last season I got to big up Rhaenyra for how she came behind her dad. Like, my daddy said, this is mine, that is mine. So this season I got to give it up for Ormond. Like, I heard you just dissing on my cousins.
Right.
I gotta step. Yeah.
I'm outside.
I wonder, here's a question. in a culture where we're talking about not only do I expect you to uphold your oath, but I expect all your lineage to uphold the oath you make. How are they going to view Armin literally laying down his sword and then turning around, basically, I got you. I just want to get out of there.
But no, they everybody knew the play. Everybody knew the play. They was like, I'm going out there. I'm on. He probably, he probably told everybody, look here, everybody, it's bullshit, y'all. Just letting y'all all know, like, before I'm gonna go out here, I'm gonna bend the knee thing. No, we still gonna do our shit though. Don't worry.
Yeah. Whole squad had to be informed.
The other houses. I mean, not necessarily his bannerman, but the other houses.
Yeah,
I think he thinks of the thing of like, this is not the rightful heir, so fuck them. So whatever, they're not the rightful heirs.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
That's a good point, though. Like, how do you get away with a gotcha moment when you actually knelt and pledged your fealty?
Because I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna tell you how.
No take backsies.
I'm gonna tell you how, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because they informed the people who had a need to know, and the people who had a need to know were in on the plan from jump. Because there's always one who don't listen to instruction. It's always one cousin who's gonna wild out, no matter what the plan is. They had to go send that cousin off somewhere, right? But the people who needed to know in order for this to be pulled off without any wrinkles, they were on board and aligned in the plan so that it looked to be like, oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna lay down our arms, knowing good and damn well that baby is not Daeron. Okay, that is not Daeron. Hey, listen, if you guys play this right, everybody play their role, we can get out of here with our lives. Okay, we're just gonna send this little kid off to his maybe doom. I don't know, but they got 3 dragons. We only got 1. The goal is to survive, live to fight another day. That's how they pulled it off.
And I mean, I was reading, they were saying that Daeron was probably right next to the dragon, like, hey, let him get on, like when he up the horse. Like, but you think he's got blonde hair, so you don't even think about that it's this other person right there that's helping control the dragon. Because you think everybody's got the platinum blonde hair that's controlling the dragon, besides these new dark seeds and the strong boys. Those are the only ones that you know about that are have Targaryen blood in them. But I'm wondering, what do you guys think about with Damon going to the Vale? How this is going to play out? Is that going to basically be? Is it going to be a thing of where he's going to start feeling some type of way because of where Rhaenyra was like, just kill the person that's riding sheep still. I don't care what it is, and finding out it's his daughter.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't like the arc that side, that character mashup is taking. So I've got the
Nettles mashup with it. Yeah, it's real weird.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with Damon having been hoodwinked with the not Daeron,
but he don't know. He ain't gonna know that for a minute now. He gonna have to get a raven.
I'm just saying, for the overall storyline for this character, I would hope that they don't make him get duped again and not be vigilant enough to double check the writer. Like, that would be 2 episodes in a row where Damon would really just be doing some, thinking this through. Like, took home the wrong Daeron, and then if you run down on Rhaenyra, and then after the fact, oh, it's my daughter. I don't want to see Damon acting that slow. I would hope he would sharpen up sooner rather than later, because the not Daeron is already big enough. So I would hope that he's just on his P's and Q's. But like I said, he's a respected soldier, so that's how I would like his storyline to go. I would hate for him to really hurt Rhaenyra or kill her. That would be so ridiculous.
What about you, Scott?
This, I've been thinking about this, but although the impetus for this idea didn't come from me, so I want to give credit where credit's due. But the books are written by the Grand Maesters, and the Grand Maesters have concern about not only historical accuracy, but maintaining political power, influence, guiding those who consume that. So we read a watered down version of what transpired there, and the outcomes from people who weren't in those rooms. One of the things that they said in the books, I went back and kind of read it. There's a notion that says that Damon and Nettles' relationship, it was unclear whether they were lovers or friends or like a father and daughter.
Yeah.
So as we see the things unfold real time with the real people, although it won't play out directly as the books, we can see how some of the decisions were made. But one of the things that they talk about is how they describe Rhaenyra. The Maesters may have wanted her to seem like the worst person possible, so they describe her very differently than she actually looks, to make her seem more, like the halo effect. Like the opposite of a halo effect. People who are really pretty and attractive, they seem to be nicer and more charming versus people who are unattractive. So they try to describe her. Yeah, so what we're getting is what really happened, and then now we can juxtapose what the books say to see how the influence of what the overall conclusion is, and how they want to kind of bring and reestablish order to the realm. And so that kind of explains how there are going to be some differences from what we expect to happen or how we thought it happened versus what the overall outcome was.
Seems like a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? To get to that point. That's a long way to take to get there. I like that you brought that up, because you remember the book for this is more like a historical representation. There's no dialogue and there's so he's making it up. The showrunners are making it up based off of trying to use that as a platform by which to create this world. But I just feel like it's a good point. It's a really good point. It's a long way to go to get to the point, though, if that makes sense.
I agree. But if you think about it, though,
if they made her look ugly and everything, and maybe she wasn't, but it was like a thing, like you said, though, Scott, of like, if we're gonna make people dislike her, she gotta be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you think about the original Game of Thrones, ultimately, it ends with John's boy. What's his name? I forgot his name. He becomes a Grand Maester, and he writes the story of Jon Snow and how Bran becomes the king, and basically he's the Grand Maester that chronicles that story. But he's not there in all those rooms. He's not present for all the things that transpire. He ultimately gets the broad strokes of what happened, but he's not there to really have
Samuel.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Samuel. Yeah, so he gets the broad strokes of what happened, but he's not there to actually chronicle and act, as a biographer. But he's going to write it because John is his friend. The outcomes, John saved his life. Think Jon Snow's going to end up with a bad story with his best friend writing the book,
and he doesn't know that. Does he? I guess I don't know. But did John tell him that he killed Daenerys, or does that change? Like he just comes down and is like, she gone.
Right.
She flew off on the track.
It could be John found the body. The Queen Daenerys, Targaryen laid dead on the throne floor. Something like that. He got sent to the wall. He got sent to the wall because he didn't protect her. He was supposed to be a protector, and she died, and so he was punished by sending her to the wall. Versus he actually killed her because he thought that was best for the realm after killing a lot of people to get her on the throne. And so that was the point. They did it in the last season of the show, and so to do it when it actually made more sense, kind of seemed to tie those two together in the opposite ways. So I just thought it was an interesting take.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Yeah. So it's interesting you say that. So we can go any direction, I guess, with what's going to ever happen is going to happen in the Vale. What did you all think about like the rats and things like that were going around? And it's interesting that one of the people that were murdered for killing Helena's kid was a rat catcher.
Yeah.
So
killed all the
indirectly.
Yeah, that was gangster. I did that. That was the most gangster thing Rhaenyra has done. Was serve the rich people the rats. Mm-hmm. That was the most gangster thing she's done since taking the throne.
But is it the most diplomatic and smartest thing to do?
Yes. And yes. She told Damon why. She was like, yes, they're like richer people, but they're not like right below royalty.
Yeah, they're
like,
mid-tier.
Exactly. So she's like, I can piss them off, but I can't piss off the poor people because there's just so many of them.
Too many.
And then I can't piss off the super 1% because they actually have money that influences and money that talks. But these mid-range, these middle-class people,
the nobles,
I can get onto them.
And I agree with your assessment, but I disagree with your conclusion for just that reason, because your assessment is right. Because like Chris Rock said, you know what I'm saying? If I got 50 million and she take half, it's like I ain't starving. Well, I got 15,000 and she take half, I might have to kill her. So you not only took my bread and you fed me a rat. You know what I'm saying? I have no
What
reason
you gonna do? So what you gonna
do
do though? Who gonna check her?
And
Who's
I
gonna
don't
check
think
her?
she's taking all of the food. She's taking the excess. So I would hope that they're going into those nobles' homes and being like, if it's only 3 people that live here, it shouldn't be 15 pounds of this. So we're gonna take maybe 5 pounds and leave y'all 10. That's what I'm thinking. Like, we're gonna leave y'all some. We're not gonna let y'all starve, but all the extra that y'all have stored away, we taking that.
Y'all see how she's looking like Nino Brown passing out turkeys on top. Hey, she was passing out turkeys on Thanksgiving, on Christmas.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I got it. Like I told y'all, I got it. There is with her and her character, because this is really her episode, like most overall, I feel in general, like her journey of this. What is she's not as prepared as she thought she was for all of this. No. Is this her hubris? Is Scott said of like she just thought like this is my birthright. It don't matter if I know what I'm doing. It's my birthright.
No, it's not hubris. This is growing pains for any new job. Any promotion you get. Hey, it takes a little bit to catch the rhythm. You're ready for it. It just is. Hey, listen, I've seen the boss's job. I don't want it, and you don't really know until you get in that seat exactly all of the things that you need to do and be, and how scripted and how on you have to be. I think this is it appears as though she's unprepared. I think it's just new job jitters. She'd grow right out of that in a couple of weeks once she got her small council established. So I don't think it was hubris. I think it's new job jitters.
What about you, Thanos? What do you think?
Not entirely sure what it is. I don't think it speaks to her ability to rule in any way. And I'm always remember that she's lost 2 of her children. So even as prepared as she thought she may have been at any given point, I can see how losing Jake and Luke would just completely derail any type of mental preparation you had. Like, she's probably always regressing at this point because of how many losses that she's taken. This is her first win.
And now she's beefing with her hand too. So yeah, it's all
that's her own fault
right
though.
Now.
That's her own fault.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't disagree. We're not disagreeing on this.
And so that again, I agree with the assessment. I disagree with the conclusion. She's not prepared for the job because she missed the forest for the trees. She was prepared for the job, but then she got into her feelings about losing. She got
her son, her oldest son.
Well, hold on. But
she's
also,
in her feelings.
Okay, so you want to keep talking, or can I
talk? Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to keep talking. You don't get to tell her that lady she in her feelings because she lost her oldest.
I do. It's a podcast. I literally get to talk about how I think about such a job. But the point is this: she got rid of her entire small council over it. She lost her son, but then she got rid of her entire small council, and because she got in her feelings, but she didn't have anybody to replace them. So when she gets back at the King's Landing, nobody cares about your excuses. If you were too distraught and you were still grieving, then you know what? FMLA this war, and then come back when you prepared. But why I gotta starve because you still sad? I don't care nothing about that. Because you know who's losing kids? People who are starving because that blockade she put down there. People whose fathers are dead because her dragons burned them, or fathers who drowned and got blown up in those ships. A lot of those people gonna starve too. We don't care about them. It's not the only person to lose a kid. Not the only person to lose a son. I'm saying, life comes at you fast. That's what it is. You want to be in charge. You want the buck to stop with you. The buck stops with you. You don't get to go, I need some more time. Hey, you threw me out into the dragon pits and was willing to let me die on the hopes to get a dragon. Because if I got a dragon and fought for you, then you make my life sweet. When can I get a crib to stay at? Give me some time. I don't have time. I didn't say give me some time to learn the dragon before you send me out there to fight. I didn't say give me some time.
You also didn't have to do it. That was a choice. She didn't force them to do that. That was
right,
a choice.
But you can't. But you can't say it was a choice. It was your choice to become queen. So that's the thing. We're trying to let her pass the buck by going, well, it was a choice for you to try to be the head of the 7 kingdoms. But no, she needs some time, and doesn't mean she's not adequate. But then when you talk about the people that helped her get to where she was, she go, well, you ain't have to do it. Right. But that's the point. Is you didn't have to become queen. You didn't have to take over King's Landing. You could have stayed at Dragonstone. That was a choice.
And what you say? I disagree.
One of my questions with her, with this doing, is that none of these rulers know how to rule in wartime. Like, this is a wartime situation. If y'all Godfather fans, I think low key, and I noticed, I don't want nobody in the comments talking about, I'm not being sexist on sense. Damon needs to run the realm right now because he's a wartime consigliere. Remember in the Godfather where Vito is like, I got to take you down though because you're not a wartime consigliere. Like, this is the time now.
Tom Hagen wasn't.
Damon knows how to. And look, before last episode, I wasn't defending. Now I'm defending them. He knows how to make them hard choices, even though they may not be the best. He know, like, we need to do this, and this. Fuck them. They gonna be good. You're cool. Fuck you. And we're gonna be able to do this. And now we're gonna go take over Dorne. Like, he can make the hard decisions in a wartime situation.
But are they the right decisions?
It's the decisions. She's not making any decisions for real sometimes. Sometimes she's like, hold on. Either you tell them yes or no.
The realm
don't have
would
people
hate
hanging
them.
on either.
The realm would hate them if Damon had free reign. They would hate Damon and Rhaenyra. And they would still find a way to blame
But
Rhaenyra.
it may work smoothly, though. That's the messed up part. It might be working smoothly.
If she let Damon take the lead, they would still blame her because she's a woman.
That's true.
So it would be Rhaenyra's fault. No,
that is a fact.
What?
She didn't have anything to do with the death of the Crown Prince Jaehaerys, but they blamed Rhaenyra. That was 1,000% Damon. 1,000% Damon. And who did they blame?
I'm gonna push back on that.
Push back how? That's the fact.
No.
Damon did that.
I agree with you
they
saying
blamed Rhaenyra.
I'm saying,
Damon
remember
did that. So how you pushing back?
Remember in Players Club at the end, he was like, what you want to do? He's like, man, make me happy. He didn't say go shoot up the Players Club. He's like, do something to make me happy. That's what she was doing to Damon after Luke's got killed. He just thought that would make her happy.
Disagree. No.
And let's be clear. Let's be clear. The rat catchers messed up. That wasn't Damon's plan either. Damon's plan wasn't to murder a baby. They couldn't find the son that they wanted to kill.
A son for a son.
That's what he said. That's what he said. No, that's what he said. A son for a son. But they couldn't find the right son, so then they went back and murdered the baby.
Sure. Yeah. So that was his directive. He did that. They blamed her. To Thanos' point.
But she wasn't tripping too much. She was like, damn,
stop. At the end of the day, that was anyway. We're gonna move on from that point for sure.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that.
We stand right here. We live here now. We stand right here.
Nobody's saying that. She wasn't too sad about that little baby being killed as much as y'all.
She was, because at the end of the day, that was still her nephew. That's her nephew. Her and Helena and Aegon and Aemon.
She wanted to kill Daeron. Every day she's thinking about putting the sword on him.
Who?
Daeron, her brother, the fictional brother, not the real.
She was gonna send the imposter to the wall, thinking that was him.
Yeah, but
what are you talking about?
She wasn't gonna kill him. She didn't have to even. She could have let him go. Period.
No, she couldn't. She had to. She had to take him hostage.
I'm the oldest, and I have younger siblings, and they've gotten gifts that I thought rightly should have been mine, and I ain't never tried to murder. That's all I'm trying to say. And someone with younger siblings, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I've not got my field shaken several deals over my lifetime. I've never tried to murder my younger siblings, so I'm just throwing it out there, like, you know.
I was just saying, man. I'm just saying we have to let's just be balanced with her. We cutting her a lot of bait on this episode. It feels like, you know, because she's to me she's the villain in this episode.
Two men thinking that a woman hasn't been given enough shit.
I jumped off the ship the way she did Corlys. I jumped off the ship.
I said they're both right, and they're
both right. That's
yes, they are. Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're both right.
You need a Mara hat. She need a Mara hat. She need a make Rhaenyra great again.
Mara make Rhaenyra great again.
No. At the end of the day,
Marga.
No.
At the end of the day,
no.
At the end of the day, even if Corlys isn't wrong, at the end of the day, with everything else going on, him asking her that in that moment to Rhaenyra, she don't hear nothing else but a nigga in her ear begging. Somebody else asking for something.
That's right. Damn
but
right.
I sat down and broke bread with you. This wasn't no like this on the
I'm
past.
still the queen.
What
What you gonna do?
That's true.
I'm still the
but
queen.
right now, all she hear is you begging. All she hear is you get your hand out.
Corlys gonna have something to say. Watch.
Hold on, but you know, but here's the thing. Now she's finally able to do something. All everybody heard was, "Hey, will you help me get on the throne? Will you help me get my daddy's seat? I want to get back to my daddy's house. What you willing to risk for me to get back to my daddy's house?" So she's been begging ever since Viserys died, and now it's time for her to actually pay what she owed. The check came, and now she's talking about, "Oh, really? You ain't just doing it because you love me, the love of the game? No, bitch. This is what it is. Here's the check. Here's the bill. This is what I did it for. I expect to get something out of it. I wasn't doing it out of the love of the game.
I was in there shooting shots at you in the gym, though, Rhaenyra. Yeah. I was in there shooting shots. I'm in the gym with you.
And gas. Nobody rides for free.
Yeah, whatever. And I'm paying your gas money to get there. Right. My shit, I'm down. I'm ass out. His pockets is out. He ass out.
Hand out, begging.
But I'm saying, but it's because of you though.
No,
it ain't because of me.
It's because of all of the circumstances.
Go round and round.
Yeah,
pockets like rabbit ears. Couch surfing.
I didn't have to join your side of the war. Drift more. I mean, Hightower could have stayed doing our Trey stuff and fucking with the triarchy, doing our thing. We didn't have.
Well, we know what happens. We know what happens in the future. We know what happens.
Yeah, but I'm saying we gotta see why. Before I was sympathetic to her. I ain't sympathetic no more. I ain't Team Green either.
I don't care.
Dorn.
I don't care.
I'm enjoying that.
He lost the crib. He lost his bitch.
Yeah, shit happens. Shit happens.
I lost my kids.
You a big strong man. Deal with it. You big strong man. Hear me roar.
I'm literally my pockets. I'm ass out.
Go figure it out. Go. Ain't that what men do? Ain't that your job as the man? Ain't that your job as the hand of the king? Is to make it work? Make it work. I told you not right now. I didn't tell you no. So for you to get on that horse and be mad and not right now. No,
it was one of them not right now, but it ain't gonna happen.
She didn't tell him no.
I tell you what that bullshit is. Hold on, I tell you what that bullshit is because we're gonna make it about the gender thing. That bullshit is. You know why? Because when we were sitting there talking about it, she didn't have to keep that energy at the table. She didn't go, well, you know what? I know you're asking about that. Not right now. She waited till it was time for her to pay the bill, and then all of a sudden she go. I think about it. Well, no, hold on. You're supposed to be the mama. You know what I'm saying? She started now.
Think about. I lost 80% of my ships to get your shit cracked.
That's the cost of war. That is the cost of war. That is the cost of war.
I didn't have to join your war.
This is the business you chose.
This is the blockade's back on. If I was him, I only got 20% of ships left. The blockade back on with the little bit I got.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. Okay, that's the cost of the war. That's cool then. So she get no past her kids die. That's the cost. That's the cost of war. You got Targaryen dragon riders.
But you said we should give her time to rest.
She's the queen. She's the queen.
You was cutting her slack. You was cutting her
slack. Y'all mad. Y'all mad. Stay mad. Stay mad. Corlys' bastard sons.
She's so lucky Corlys is
not legitimized. So what you gonna do?
She's lucky that Corlys is not
I'm gonna put her on Whore's Road. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put her super fly.
You gonna pimp out the queen. That's what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Hell out of here, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm taking my son. I'm naming him Velaryon. He gonna be legitimized in my eyes. I'm taking my son, my other son, and my fleet, and you gonna figure out how you gonna get your bread and your fish and stuff.
We'll figure it out.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put some sunglasses on. I'm gonna put some sunglasses on. I'm gonna open a banana and I'm gonna drop down to Amon. The Amon, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. I'm calling Amon.
You see how quick they turn when they don't get their way?
No, this is a reason why
he didn't get his way. He threw a whole fit. Blessed her out in front of company. Yeah, it needed to happen. It had to happen. But you see what happens when people don't get their way in this wicked game we play? Yeah.
Now, before we leave, my last question is:
you win or you die.
If Damon was there, do you think he would have had that much smoke?
Which instance? Which instance?
When he cussed her out in the hallway in front of all the people.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
No, that conversation wouldn't even happen if Damon was present.
Okay. That's what
Corlys would have found another time. He'd have found a more quiet, more private time Okay, and he would have addressed her differently if Damon had his energy there. That much we know.
Yeah. On that we can agree.
I agree with that. It's all right. Hey, I'm gonna wait till he leave, go to the Vale. Then I'm gonna have this conversation. Well, all right. This been a good one. I really love Corlys standing up for himself, though, man. And you can see the pain in his face, like after you talking about everything that I did gave up. You won't even just give my kid a name. I ain't asking you for no bread. I ain't asking you for no castles. I ain't asking you for no land, nothing. I just need my sons to have a name so they can move around this world a little bit differently and get their bread up.
Yeah.
Man, cold world, boy.
Time and place.
Yeah, it is.
Time and place.
Cold world. Well, all right. Well, thank y'all for listening as always. We will be back. I'm on Team Dorn now. I have officially left fully Team Black. I am in Dorn or Essos or something now. I ain't down with Team Green either, but I ain't messing with these blacks no more, man. I'm out.
Oh, cut it out.
I'm only with the black people that's in there still. On the black side. That's it. Wherever the Velaryons go, I'm going. How about that? That's what we gonna go with. All right. Well, we'll see y'all soon, y'all. Peace.
All right, brother.
Bye.
Bye.